some new beginnings, some new rivalries, and some big comebacks we're seeing tonight on Raw. Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason. This video is going to be talking about the fallout going into this summer's big pay-per-view, SummerSlam. And it's pretty evident what we saw tonight on Raw, what's some of the major things that are going to happen at SummerSlam. This is going to kind of go all over the place. This isn't going to go from start to finish. I'm going to cover some of the more insignificant things and then kind of build up to what were some of the better things of the show. First and foremost, WWE, I would like my 10 minutes back that you wasted time tonight on Flo Rida. Flo Rida sucks, has no business being on television with this crappy music. I don't care if he sold 75 million records. I don't give a crap. The crowd was boring. There was like 2 people in the crowd dancing around. The only thing positive I saw out of it is his backup singer. It was great to see JoJo back from NXT. Total Divas? Yeah, JoJo, right? Wasn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, I want my 10 minutes back. Next, Zack Ryder. Oh my God, Zack Ryder has been gone for how long? Weeks, months, years? Came back, A, with 2 chicks on his arm. So, A, he's pimping. B, he got a win tonight. Oh my God. Zack Ryder was back on Raw and got a win. Cha-ching! Probably going to be the most excited he's been in the last 2-3 years since his United States title reign, which ended up being a complete flop because then he disappeared off the face of the earth and got completely buried by Kane. So this is one of 2 things. Either Zack Ryder is going to start gaining some momentum again and they're going to do something with him, or this is the last time we're going to see him and he's going to get fired tomorrow. You know, he is a fan favorite. It was great to see him. He's not the most talented guy in the roster, but he always, comes out and, gives 110%. So, yeah, I would like to see some more of him. I would like to see him get another United States run, or even an IC run or something, or hell, make a new tag team out of him. But I honestly don't think they're going to. I think they're probably giving him one last hurrah. They're doing some more. They're probably going to be doing some more budget cuts, and you're going to see Zack Ryder done soon, unfortunately. So, who knows? Well, whatever. Hope they do something positive with it. Next, we're going to spend about 2 seconds on this. Rusev destroyed the Great Khali. And I would also like to ask the WWE to stop calling Khali the Great Khali. There's nothing great about him other than his tallness. He's a 7-foot-plus giant who can barely walk to the ring. It's time to be done with him. There's nothing positive that can come from him being in the WWE anymore. He's an embarrassment. There's an international fanfare surrounding him. Bullshit. No, not with a guy like Khali. Maybe he was scary and significant when he first came in and was doing his, Punjabi prison matches with Batista and stuff. But now he comes down, he can barely walk, chops you twice, and the match is done. Or gets his butt kicked, he falls down and gets pinned. It's embarrassing. It's stupid. Just get rid of him already. Let him go back to being a cop in India or something. Next, this was great. I have not seen my fiancée Tracy this excited since Vicky got fired, which was not that long ago. Stephanie McMahon, do not collect $200. Do not pass go. Just go directly to jail. That was wonderful. It was hilarious. And we certainly know what Brie thinks of her now. She's a biatch. This, as far as things leading up to SummerSlam, this is the first thing that I have seen tonight, or that I'm talking about tonight, that is going to lead to something at SummerSlam. I'm not quite sure what, though. I'm a little confused because obviously they're doing to Nikki Bella kind of what they did to Daniel Bryan. They're beating him and beating him and beating him and beating him. Her, excuse me. And they're trying to turn her against her sister Brie. So this is going to lead to one of two things. It's either going to lead to Brie coming back and having a match with Stephanie, and getting her job back. Or this could end in a sister versus sister match at SummerSlam. It's kind of hard to tell. Obviously things are certainly heating up between Brie and Stephanie, and Nikki's just, catching the blunt of all the punishment, basically. But, this is certainly going to escalate in the weeks to come, considering Stephanie's sitting in jail right now. The best part of that was Triple H going, well, she's going to get processed and all this stuff is going to happen to her. We'll just finish the show, then I'll go see her. Oh, Triple H is going to get it next week. Oh, man. She's not going anywhere. Let's just finish the show. That was hilarious. It'll either lead to Stephanie McMahon getting back in the ring, or it'll lead to sister versus sister at SummerSlam. That's my prediction right there. We'll see where it goes, but I think it's funny. I think this is pretty entertaining. My fiance Tracy was laughing so hard at this. She loved it. Now we're going to talk about Roman Reigns. I know this kicked off the show. I know I'm going all over the place, but just bear with me. Roman Reigns versus Orton and Kane. Certainly some fallout from last night's championship match. No Cena on the show, but that was pretty well known. Not the ending I expected from the show. Well, we kind of knew Cena was going to win, but I was hoping that it would have ended differently. Like Brock would have came back and decimated him, but no, that was saved for tonight on Raw. Brock's big comeback. Of course, now they had to come up with a new number one contender, so everybody's trying to step their game up and prove themselves to Triple H tonight. Rollins even wanted a match against him, and he's like, no, you got the briefcase. Just sit back and relax, and, your time will come. Reigns obviously wants a shot at Cena. Orton did. Kane did. Kane's tired of being Orton's bitch. Or babysitter, as you call him, too. 2-on-1 match led to Reigns winning, and then later on, I'll get to that other segment later with a certain comeback we know happened, unless you're living under a rock. Speaking of rock, real quick thing. Did you notice who was sitting behind JBL and Michael Cole tonight? Front row. That was The Rock's mom, wasn't it? Go back and look at it. I'll bet you it was. It certainly looked like she was front row. Because, every time they're in Tampa now, doesn't The Rock buy his mom front row seats for Raw, SmackDown, whatever show in Miami? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she does, because even Cena like gave her a hug last time she was on the show, front row for whatever show it was a few months ago. I don't know, but and I pointed her out to Tracy, and she was like, "Oh, that means The Rock's gonna come back tonight." I was like, "No, no, that's not gonna happen." Would have been kind of cool, you know. I like The Rock. Um, Certainly would have been a surprise. I would have been shocked, but no, that wasn't to be. But nonetheless, funny to see The Rock's mom in the audience. At least I'm pretty sure it was her. All right, back to the show. Um, Talked about Roman Reigns. AJ Lee and Paige versus Natalya and Emma. This was a great tag team divas match. Some great back and forth divas wrestling, women's wrestling, which ended in Natalya and Emma getting beat, and Paige doing more kiss up stuff to AJ Lee, and then turning on her and beating the crap out of her. Which is, we've been waiting for this, all this, snarky ass kissing. It's like, okay, when is the big, heel turn coming? Well, we got it. Paige was pretty brutal, and finally went nuts on AJ. It's great to see. Paige was a great baby face, when she made her debut. She is such a better heel. She really is. I don't know if it's the British thing or what, but she really does do it well. Good for her. Great show tonight with beating the crap out of AJ. She really did. Threw her all over the place, threw her over the announce table, and just kicked her butt. And of course, it couldn't go without the CM Punk chant in there. Had to throw that in there. Next, I'm going to talk about what I think is the match of the night. Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. With Ziggler getting a win, meaning he gets a future Intercontinental Championship match. Are they going to let this build for SummerSlam? Or are they going to do this on a future Raw or SmackDown or main event? As good as the match was tonight, I honestly hope that they put a rematch on SummerSlam. Man, the way these two went back and forth tonight, it really, I had no clue. I mean, yeah, Miz was just crowned champion last night, from the Battle Royal, so you had to kind of assume that this was going to build into some kind of rivalry, because the Miz flipped him over last minute, or last second, at the end of the match. But then, Ziggler to get his revenge and get a win right away kind of surprised me, but it was good to see. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. Would love to see it at SummerSlam. Good for Ziggler. I think it's going to stay on Miz for a while, though. But nonetheless, great rivalry. I can't wait to see where this goes. We were supposed to have a scheduled highlight reel with Chris Jericho interviewing Bray Wyatt. That did not happen because they beat the crap out of Jericho in a backstage segment on the WWE app. Just another reason to get the app, folks, because you missed it. Even though they played it after the commercial. So does that mean we're going to see Jericho versus Wyatt Part 2 for SummerSlam? I'm okay with that. I think they had a great match. Well, we'll call it a good match at SummerSlam. It wasn't a great match. I think it could be better. Like I've said before in other videos, I'd like to see Bray Wyatt wrestle more. Not sure why I mean, obviously, yeah, okay, utilize his promo skills. Wonderful. Get him in the ring more. I don't care who he beats, but, make him more of a threat, really. Yeah, I would not mind seeing Jericho versus Wyatt Part 2 for SummerSlam. So we'll see where this goes. Um, and then we had a creepy promo from Goldust and Stardust. Kind of don't know where this is going. You'd almost like to assume that they're going to get a tag team championship match soon. Obviously, trying to build up, the character of Stardust, really make it unique and special and stand out. Goldust and Stardust versus the Usos at SummerSlam? Maybe. I wouldn't mind saying that. Would that mean that they're finally going to take it off of the Usos? I don't know. I have to wait and see. But obviously, it's got to lead to somewhere or something. The only thing I don't want to see is their dad, Dusty Rhodes, show up in a one-piece, sparkly gold and black suit with makeup on. Please no. Please. This is enough creepy from one family. So, we'll see what happens. Ryback versus Big E and Kofi. Good back and forth match. Decent tag match. And ended in Ryback getting a win. Which also, speculates, okay, are they going to go against the Usos in a future tag team championship match as well? Who knows? Then all of a sudden, you see after the match, you see the fallout of Big E and Kofi, not really arguing, but just frustrated, and discussing their loss to Ryback. So all of a sudden, Xavier Woods comes out of nowhere, goes on about this speech that, the time for, baby kissing and all this stuff is done. And we're not asking for things anymore. We are going to take. This has been speculated for a while now, especially with a heel turn for Kofi. I think it's long overdue. This could be finally what is going to take place. Is it going to be the Nation of Domination Deuce? Well, if it is, then you better get some more players in there. Or we're going to have all the African American guys from the WWE on this team with Xavier Woods as the spokesperson. Certainly a smart individual. Can speak well. He's well educated. Hey, he's great in the ring too. But after hearing him tonight, I wonder if he makes a better manager than he makes a better wrestler. Maybe he will. Just not as controversial as Abraham Washington. If you don't remember who he is, go back and look at the WWE's version of ECW. Okay. Good old Abraham Washington. So yeah, Big E, Kofi, the return of Mark Henry. Heard he's coming back soon. Are they going to throw Titus O'Neil in there along with, who am I missing? Oh, what's up? R-Truth. They're going to throw them all in a mix and have one big team. Could be. could be something fresh and exciting for all those guys, considering some of them are just jobbing out lately. Could become quite the force to be reckoned with if they all team up right, especially with Mark Henry. That'd be a pretty dominant force there. So we'll see what happens. Certainly something big will happen by SummerSlam. What else? Oh, and of course, we have another headlining match with Ambrose, my boy, versus Cesaro. Ambrose obviously getting some revenge for having his match taken away from him last night from Battleground. He didn't get a match with Seth Rollins. He just got to, beat him up a little bit. So, that was upsetting. That was what I was looking forward to as what I thought was going to be the match of the night, was Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. I heard some people say that this was a great way last night to continue their feud. Yeah, in a way it was, because obviously they still have to have their match because the rivalry is still there. But it was the one thing that really sold me on the pay-per-view was that match. It's what's been building, but it's obviously still got to happen sometime. And it's not going to hurt either one of them if either one loses. I think Ambrose, as much as he's been getting crap beat out of him from the Authority and whatnot, and attacks from Seth Rollins back and forth, I think Ambrose will finally come out on top of this one. Would finally maybe like to see one do it ladder match at SummerSlam for the briefcase. Would you like to see that? I know I would. But we'll see where it goes leading up in the upcoming weeks. Last but not least, the announcement of the number one contendership for John Cena's championship is Randy Orton. Wonderful. Roman Reigns comes out. Screw you. Fight, fight, fight. They all leave. Triple H is left standing in the ring. He's all frustrated. What should I do? Brock Lesnar. Who am I going to pick? Brock Lesnar. I have no clue what happens next. Out comes Paul Heyman. I have your solution. Cue Brock Lesnar's music. And, man, once again, we see how good Paul Heyman is as a mouthpiece of Brock Lesnar. He cut a classic promo and just proves again why he's one of the top managers of all time, in my opinion. His DVD's coming out very soon, early August 5th, I think. And yeah, we are going to see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar headlining SummerSlam. Yeah, we knew that, and it's frustrating for some people, but I think it'll still be a good match. They have wrestled each other before. It's been 2 years, a little over 2 years. Is it going to lead to a new champion after SummerSlam? I think it is. And I don't think it's going to be Brock Lesnar. I might change my mind by the time I get a prediction video done in a few weeks. But I honestly think they're going to beat the absolute tar out of each other. John Cena will win. And Seth Rollins is going to cash in and become new champ after SummerSlam. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. um, I think all the signs lead to it. But hey, I could be wrong. I was wrong with half of my predictions from this last pay-per-view. But whatever, I'm wrong. So what? It was a good show, So, so yeah. Um, Cena versus Brock. We're probably going to see Orton versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Um, something big is going to be going on with the Bella Twins. Jericho versus Wyatt Part 2. Ambrose versus Rollins Part 2. And Zack Ryder's become the new Intercontinental and United States Championship at SummerSlam. Right. No. Just kidding. So yeah, there's some guesses about what we're going to see over the course of the next month leading up to SummerSlam. What would you like to see at SummerSlam? Do you want to see some new champions? Who would you like to see in the rivalries? Put it in the comments below. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the fallout from Battleground now leading into this year's big SummerSlam 2014. Thanks for watching, guys.